Alright guys, Wednesday evening, time to do the season's last masterclass. And we're working with etched weapons again, but now we are doing it in a little bit more confined space and doing similar things while sitting down. And you can think of these situations as you may be in a bar, in a restaurant, in a moving vehicle, in a train, bus, subway, whatever. And again, we're not giving as much solutions or specific techniques, but thinking about the principles and concepts that you need to be aware of when you train these things. Again, the key problems in all of these exercises is that it's not just like one attack that is coming in. Let's say that I am doing her a hit here and she's doing something, and now she punches me once, and now this is the end of the technique. No, it's not. It might be the end of this specific technique in a sense, but it's definitely not the end of the situation. But now if we think about like hand defenses from here and think about the starting positions, listen, so I am starting to do stuff like this, and now look at her hand, one down, one up. If I do this, I try to stab her, there's immediate reaction from her hand. Now, yes, she can punch, and get up. Now, if she moves into direction, now it was different because I changed the angle. First, the attack came from here, it came to this. Now, if she wants to, she can lean on to that chair over there and even kick me from that position. Knee, or even if you lean on to kick me, directly to the face, or just a side kick to the face immediately. All these are sort of like things that you can practice from sitting down here. So if we do this, now you need to lean on. No? Let me show. So once you're here and I'm doing this is how I make the side kick from the position here. Okay? So you have to use what you have. Once you have that, you can make a side kick. And now, look at her position. This is very much like defending from the ground. So make the connection between the solutions and concepts. Now, this is a side kick while lying on the ground. Exactly the same thing. Now we just brought this to a new environment from here, and she's doing this. Now, the fight is definitely not over, but she can kick me again, and keep on getting out. Now, I need to go to her. But as an immediate defense, as a reaction to my action here, hey, yes. And getting this. Of course, if she's more aware, she's leaning towards me, and now if she makes the hand defense and comes to punch, very good. It's very hard for me to make a sort of like attack from underneath my hand here, especially when she's punching me. It is impossible for me to try to do anything actionable from this position, because she has all I can try to do is something like this, try to get my feet in between, and now I have the hand. But if she keeps on moving to that direction, please sit down again. So we started from here doing this, and she did the deflection, disabling, and then disarm. There was no use to that because she was out of the situation. But looking at the hand defenses and looking at her position. So if she's now like both hands up here, I'm not going to punch her there. I'm going to do something like this. And that from the hand positions like this is going to be impossible to take. She might be able to move her legs so, and again, there's going to be a different attack. But looking at from here, having her hand there, sort of like a non-violent posture, if I try to do this, the hand is already there, I continue, she continues. And once the punch connects, something happens to my attack. That is for sure. Okay? So now, what about if we think about the hand defenses? She can make a hand defense here, move out, or she can make the hand defense out here. And of course, she can make the hand defense the inside as you did, if she reacts to that. But now this is a reaction game of doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, doing that. And all of these are just reactions. She really doesn't know. I'm stressing her a lot here because she really doesn't know what I'm going to do next. So I make her just to react to the hand defenses. Okay? But these are the things that we have done standing up. We've done this. Sometimes, if you find it hard to get the hand defenses going standing up, do sit down. Be in the positions like this, because then you don't have any option of moving with your feet any place. You cannot be jumping around a lot. So this is sort of like when we talk about task being the hand defense and simplification. I am just taking a little bit of moving parts away from her and saying, okay, put your hands like that and now make the defense. Now put your hands like this, make the defense. So it's going to be a lot easier for her to do that. What about threat situations? Okay, give me the money, give me the money. Not quite. No, sit back there as you were sitting. Give me the money, give me the money. Yes. Also, from a position like this, not to worry, from a position like this, what happened there is that once you make this and the other one presses, it recoils. The hand comes like this. So if I am standing like here, what is happening? And now thinking of a situation, now I have the same thing as would be standing up. I'm going to use my head correctly and doing this to her and keep on hitting with my head. So one of the key solutions to a lot of different chokes and holds is actually the one where we are going inside, saying I am punching in here and doing stuff, and I keep on pounding with my head. Very feasible to do. Because even when I'm getting up, I can be still doing this and then continuing and going in and pressing the knife away. Okay? So try that. Thinking that if I'm here and now you started from that and you came in here, so it's going to be hard for me to do this. Just remember, this needs to be very tight. So not to let this go here, but to keep hold of it. So you just need to have your elbow tight in there. If it's like that, it's going to slip. If it's like that, it's not going to slip. It's going to be hard for me. And this is definitely making life harder for me. Just as we were doing standing up, this coming in. Now, if we make let's say we have a table or something here. Now it's going to be hard to come over the table, but also it's going to be very hard for me to actually make the threat over that table. And the table can be used as a weapon against me. So let's drag one table over here, and I'm doing that. Now, using the table as a, now, well, you can do that. Do that. Do that. It's going to make a squeaking sound. Yes? You still have to take care of the knife. This is probably one of the only things where you can actually grab me with both hands and just hit my hand to the table. And now keep hold there as you're doing this. Now you can hit your leg to move the table towards me, to my arms, because now it's going to be very hard for me to get away from here, and you are having the upper hand. It's going to be hard for me to do that. Don't change hands, because it is not going to work for you. I can do this. Now you can let go and push the table towards me. But if we do this same thing without a table, and you now take hold with your both hands and push it down, it's going to be one arm release away. Once we put the table here in between, that is giving you the ground to keep. Because the table is now doing the job what your forearm was doing before. When your forearm was here, and it's giving the same, the table is sort of like your chest now. So that's giving the ground to actually hold. And it's going to be very hard for me to pull it away. And while doing so, you can use the table. If it moves, you can use the table. Of course, everything moves, it just requires more power. If they're bolted down to the ground, it just requires more power. That's it. Because now from here, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to make the basic one, this and this, because you cannot move your own arm. All right? But again, deflect, and then disable, and then eventually disarm if you want. About disarming here, I would say that if the knife drops, once you start doing that and I start pulling and the knife drops, now you can take the knife. I don't have it anymore. But to start wrestling with my hand, no, just beat me senseless. Okay, let's break this down a bit. So from here, once you grab my hand and I immediately pull, still, you see. And even if I got my hand over here, you still have the table. Just let this hand go, take distance, and create. Use the table. You don't have to necessarily stay there and think of, okay, I have to attack with that and that and that. Because the easiest way, if you think about fast motions, let's switch seats. So if we're here and all of a sudden there's a knife and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm doing this. I hit with the table already. Because you have to have a very, very long arm to reach me with that knife from there. Yes, that you can reach. But this is already creating the distance. And of course, if the table is smaller, you can pick it up and just hit with that, but that's it. Now, from the hand positions, from here, Staying here, and now all of a sudden you bring the knife in. I don't know again what's the scenario here. To create the distance from this place, doing this, this, this. Now I see. We are reaching. Now I'm not reaching anymore, so I flip the table. Because now it's flipped. If it doesn't flip, if it's bolted to the floor or something like this, and I'm doing this, and off I go. Then